Good afternoon, Gman Division 4, Season 10. Well, it won't be for much longer as the final week has finally come and gone. Very, very sad time for me and Chris Lunders, and let's talk about it. Chris Lunders, welcome to the show, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, Bernie.
Not a problem. A few things to clear up before we go on to everything else. Last week, obviously, I was trying to figure out the Jimmy thing, and I was saying Julie Summer. But again, obviously, old as I don't know what. Obviously, who needs enemies when you have friends like Crystal, who obviously knew it was Ruby by, yeah, was it some sort of Kaiser Chiefs or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So there you go.
I knew the title of the song.
We know now. Also, apologies for being a bit late, because I don't know if people know I'm obviously a PS4 admin on Blood Bowl, or if you believe some people, I basically rule Cyanide and everything I say goes. So we've had to deal with a lot of stuff, so unfortunately that's why it's just a bit late. But we've got
the Blood Bowl Overlord.
Apparently so. Apparently nothing's done in Blood Bowl unless I give it the okay. Yes. Anyway, my apologies. Like I said, we had a lot of issues regarding the Champions Ladder, so and various things about Blood Bowl. So unfortunately, that took all my time yesterday. But we are back. Forget the Champion Ladder. It's all about ReBBL. So let's talk about it. It's the last week. So anything caught your eye or anything you've done? How did your thingy game go?
Yeah. Well, mine was just a boring dead draw, but I didn't have anything to play for, right? So no playoffs or anything. Just gotta play and save your players, you know.
Don't let Full Metal hear that. He was giving me Full Metal was giving me everything about the it's all about pride in our division, and all that all that stuff, and he won't be happy with that. If he finds out, I mean, luckily he probably didn't watch our show, so you're probably safe. But
hey, but I at least I listen to you, just get your SPP and get away with it. That's what you wanted, right?
I tell you what, I get blamed for everything in bloody other parts of Blood Bowl. I'm not getting blamed for everything on bloody ReBBL.
Anyway, how did your playing game go?
My playing game was against Tessa, who was undefeated coming into this. So let's hype the guy up. His Chaos versus my Joffs, and I think he had a Mighty Blow on his mana, and I think I had 2 Mighty Blow pieces, and we ended up between us, I think, with 6 players left in overtime. He had, I think, 2 left. I had 4 left. He tried to score in overtime with his mana. It was hilarious. It was just a complete mental game, and Harinzod, he streamed the game. And it was so fun, and all the comments were so fun and that. But in the end, I won 2-1, so it was like, well done, you're now playing Bleeding Hippie. And ex-champions Chaos killed him. Like, oh yeah, thanks for that.
Awesome. So you're in the playoffs now?
I am, yeah, so not bad.
Yeah, Congratulations, Bernie.
Not bad for the first time. So yeah, I was quite happy with that. And it got me pumped up to watch, obviously, our games. Because obviously we still had a 3-way, didn't we? To see who was going to get in, and I suppose let's go to the schedule, shall we? Shall we see who got through?
Technically, it was a 2-way, of course, because Team Fantastic was basically
he's already through, yes.
Yeah, yes, then it was just between Gman Rick, and Saitalen, basically. And yeah, this was the game. This was the important match for them to decide who was going through, and basically the Reds needed a win, and the Lizards just needed a draw.
Yeah, I mean, so let's start with the first game. Did I see this game or not? I can't remember. But the Rats got it done 3-1, so they did what they needed to do. Looked obviously it's an impressive scoreline. Not many blocks thrown in the game. 25 for the Norse, 26 for the Rats. Obviously the Rats doing stuff there.
Yeah. So I took a little bit of a look at the game as well, and it was going like quite fair on the KOs and on the injuries. Like I said, at higher TV, Reds don't really have to fear that much anymore from the Norse. Personally, that's my experience in there, and you can see that even if the players go down equally, that the Reds have the speed and the mobility to just outspeed the Norse on a lower amount of players. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that happened, and that's how Saitalen basically got the win. So that's
it's sort of a shame for the Norse, obviously the first week we did our show. They were the big winners, and ever since then it's just gone downhill for them, hasn't it? It's been a bit of a nightmare for them. But hopefully that new season they'll get the momentum back. I mean, and go from there. In 6 knockouts. It's not bad in 25 blocks. You'd take that, but obviously, use against Rats, you want to kill a few to make it a lot easier. But I mean, the Rats must die. They're a good team. Obviously, Boat Witness, very good player. Judge very good player, very good enforcer. And it's just one of those things. Hopefully for the Norse, they can bounce back next season. And obviously for the Rats, they will definitely go close. I think next season they're getting a really good quality of players, aren't they? So
the Reds can just be proud of the season that they have been running, because they've given everything at the last few match rounds while we were around, and they were so close to getting that playoff spot. They were insanely close, even closer than the scores are showing here. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Mad Commando. Now then. They've not done too bad. They if I remember correctly, they beat the Lizards, and then they went and beat the Khemri. I mean, the Khemri got absolutely smashed this game. 53 blocks, 6 KOs, 3 injured, and then obviously Khemri. Oh dear, poor Khemri. They got smashed again. I think they lost a key player as well. So we'll come to that later on. But I feel for the Khemri, because most of the games I've quickly looked at he's done really, really well. He just to bounce the ball, or just some little thing has cost him almost every, all the time. And I feel sorry for the guy. And I think he's a good coach, and I think like most of these coaches in this division, next season, even if he dropped down a division or something, or even probably kept in this division, he'd be a big danger next season.
And I have to say, I think I would say the same for you. We've gotten quite fond of these two teams, the Imperishable Four, Mad Commando. We both like these teams. Mm-hmm. It's interesting to see how they develop forward from here. Just the Khemri coach had the bad luck of running into such strong coaches in the end. Especially with Commando there, with all the claw and that kind of thing. Just gotta hope he doesn't have too many injuries from this, but we'll check that at the team schedule. But it's gonna be fun to see what they do next season.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we've seen these teams and we've invested in these teams, and obviously we'll be watching them next season, and hopefully, we will get another gig, and hopefully some of these teams will be in it.
You're quite a Commando. You're quite a Commando fan as well. You would almost say you would go Commando for them, right?
I think that I'd probably ban us from, I don't think that's really going to help them and us. Oh yeah, please give. I'll go Commando if you give us the gig again. I think that's probably the best way of us losing our chances of ever doing another show for ReBBL. But hey, now that I tell you, team what is in absolute tip-top form. They are really, they're just I wouldn't say destroying everybody, but they just keep on grinding out the draws, grinding out the wins, and yet again the Yorks got it done. This time they beat Chuck Norris, Hollywood martial law. I saw this full game. I'll be honest, it was Chuck Norris and it was the Yorks. No excuses to not watch this game, and I watched it, and I'll tell you what, Chuck Norris got killed, and there was a silence in the stadium in disbelief. He was dead, and the Apo came out, and he just shook his head and went, "Nah, he's gone, he's dead. Chuck Norris is dead," and everyone was just like devastated. And as they took his broken body off the pitch, just about as he went off the pitch, all we saw was Norris put his thumb up to the air and was like, "It's okay. Don't be stupid. Nobody can kill Chuck Norris." Everyone erupted. Everyone celebrated the best way. It's like tossing halflings off the top of the roof and seeing splat on the floor, killing each other in celebration. And Chuck Norris was alive and kicking.
You gotta stop scaring me like that, Bernie, because I was already running through my papers. Like, is he what? Is he really dead?
But that's what everyone thought. And it was the Orc Blitzer. And in the second half, the Orc Blitzer, I can't remember we'll get to it later on, but the same Orc Blitzer snapped him again in the second half and injured him again. Wow. This time he walked off himself and he was just like, oh, whatever. and he was all right. But yeah, in my humble opinion, the Badland Fairies had this game under lock and key for most of the match. They just bullied, dominated, and there was just nothing they could do. Obviously, Chuck Norris got killed, then resurrected himself, as only Chuck Norris can do. You know, I don't know of another player who can die, then the Apo can't save him, and he doesn't have regen, but just comes back alive because it's Chuck Norris. Don't know any other guy who can do that. But even when he came back in the second half, he got snapped again, and that was it. I mean, they tried, and it just wasn't to do. And the Orcs really, I bet the only negative for the Orcs is that the season's finished. They'll want to keep going because they would
have wanted a longer season with the performance they were having the last few.
I mean, this goes back to when they drew with Jimmy's team, when we said it was a good draw for both teams, and from there he's not looked back, and he's just, as we'll see later on, he's just had this momentum. I don't know if it's confidence or the team's getting better. And don't forget, he lost his best killer as well. So, you know, it's been really impressive the way the Orcs have gone about this. And like I say, this was the last time we saw Hollywood Martial Law play. To my knowledge, they are now going to be deleted. Chuck Norris will go on the transfer market by the sounds of it. So who knows? He may be back next season. If not,
Any Kislev coach already got him on his ready, I think, definitely.
And if they have, he can always come back and join us in the booth.
And for the Badlands Fairies, this is like a perfect game to end, of course, because like they're playing against a lot of loners and Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
They don't really suffer anything on injuries in that way, and they can just prepare for next season. It's perfect, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if like I said, the Orcs, out of all the teams I've seen, there's a lot of teams, but this Orc team, they're the ones in tip-top form. And like I said, a few more rounds, and they could have been, putting pressure on the top two. But yeah, the Badland Fairies got it done. The Lizard Blizzards versus the Fire Stars. Now we saw that all the Rasmus Die won, so it all depended on the Lizard Blizzards versus the Fire Stars. And we both have seen this game.
You want to talk about it, Bernie?
I will let you talk about the Lizard Blizzard versus the Fire Stars. I think that's the most sensible way to discuss.
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up honest here. The whole situation was that the two the Lizard Blizzard lost two Sauruses early on, and I was like, well, the Chaos were in such a situation they retrieved the ball in a good way. Like the screen wasn't that good from the Lizard, but they retrieved the ball in a good way. You agree with me?
I mean, I think the Lizard screen down the side. We've got to obviously they had less players, but I think that screen could have been a lot better than it was. And then obviously the Chaos guy did exactly what I would have done. I think I might have risked doing that before positioning the players because it could have made it a lot better. But he did the right thing. He
capitalized on it, yeah. And I felt like, okay, this is working out well for the Chaos team, and I was like, well, there's no way they can lose this. And then on a certain turn, he makes a decision on turn 6, I believe. He makes a decision to hand off instead of just touching out and running into the free section of the field. And I was like, yeah, you just screwed yourself out of a great touchdown chance,
Yeah.
During the drive of the Lizard. So like, okay, well, still 0-0 after that. And then he starts doing vanity passes with the player he just handed off with to do that. If he scored a touchdown with it, he would have leveled it up anyway. But he does vanity passes. He fails the first one. Okay, still okay. It was still recoverable.
Yeah.
And then he makes a ton of decisions where he's actually sorry if I say this, Trace, but he's actually pissing away the win. In my opinion, and yeah.
I think looking at it, the vanity passes, I can see why he did it. He wanted to get the 1 point on the beast and then try and score with somebody else. So I sort of get that. There was other things, and like Grace is one of the coaches who actually Discorded me about his game and all that, and he put his hands up and said, look, there's a few things he thought probably went wrong, and he said he couldn't get rid of the skinks as quick as he would have liked. Obviously, I've seen the game today, and obviously with yourself, I mean, there is... it did feel that he threw the game away. Just with where he did it, because the Lizards were there for the taking. And it just, sometimes it just doesn't happen. But again, some of these teams are looking at trying to develop the players, because, to him, as harsh as this is, it doesn't mean any difference to the Chaos if they win, they lose, they draw. Doesn't matter. I don't care if that's not the right way of looking at it, but if he loses the game and he levels up the guys he wants for the new season, that's the result. And that's why when I look at these games and think, whoa, what's the coach doing? I always think, I wonder if he's trying to do something here. And I think what he's trying to do with that was level his agility 4 piece up, then the strength 6 guy, get a touchdown, then he only needs 3 more for a level up. Maybe I can give him that in the second half, and then we've got 2 level ups. And if you're going to win the game, that was not the way to do it, as you've said, because you basically got your agility 4 2-headed piece who can go all over the place and could have scored.
And he would have leveled that anyway.
And he would have leveled up, yeah. Or it could have done something different with the strength 6 guy, or strength 5 guy, whichever one it was. It didn't do, and it didn't happen. The sad case, obviously, is that the Rats, they were the big losers out of all this, because obviously, I feel that they would have gone through if 5 stars had done a few different things. But, at the end of the day, it was the Rats. The Rats have had plenty of opportunities in the other games to qualify. You can't sort of put it all on poor Firestar and Drace, who's trying to, look after his team for next season and trying to level up players to make it strong next season. I think that'd be unfair on Firestar. But, as a neutral, or if you were just watching the game without knowing anything, you would say, the Blizzards got out of jail big time.
Yeah. You would kind of cringe a little bit about how this was going. Like, I'm just being honest about this. Like, we put a lot of work of
I just like to try and I'm not saying I disagree with anything you're saying. I just try and look at the other side, so we get a balanced sort of view. And I'm trying to get into Drace's mind and think, well, if I can just get the 1 point and he's leveled and I don't need to really risk him, and then if I can get this touchdown on this warrior, then second half get another one on him, then he's level for next season. And and I can understand that his thought process and the way he's doing, because at the end of the day, he's thinking about what's best for his team, not what's best for the Rats or the Lizards.
And we both watched the game. If Drace wants to know what happened, or what we see as the plays that aren't good, he can always contact us on Discord.
Like I said, we'll always give positive feedback and things we can go wrong. Like we said before, we could put up our own games and rip the into ours. We're not saying we're any better than you guys, but as our job is to analyze stuff and recap this division. And we obviously, Chris Hilton have been really one of the top coaches on the PC. He likes to analyze, and he likes to see how the position everything works. And the only way even myself get better is by losing and then seeing where we could have gone better, and that's all we're trying to do, is saying, you could have done this or could have done that. And when you win, you don't really learn anything. It's when you lose, and if you can learn from your losses, then you become a good player. If you don't, you don't. It's as simple as that.
Exactly, and that's the way I look at it as well. Like that's the reason why I try to make these comments and just be honest about it. And this could have been, for me, this could have definitely been a win for the Chaos team, or at least a draw. And the Blizzard didn't make that many mistakes. They made some minor mistakes.
The Lizards played pretty solid for what they could do. The KO, Kaz the KO was a big call, but he knew he was in trouble, so he needed that. So that Apo to me was a look, I want to get to the playoffs, and if I lose 1 or 2 plays in the long run to get to the playoffs, I don't care. And I really respected that. It was a choice I would have made. I think it was a choice you would have made.
The Lizards, in my opinion, just the Lizards deserved the win or the draw by the way they played. But the field situation just didn't feel like they should have gotten the win or the draw. Yeah. That's the situation in my view, in short.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we've been looking at a game each week. I mean, this was the game we was going to look at, but I said to Chris, I said, look, there's way too much stuff. I mean, we broke almost every record last week with 2 hours. If we do this one, we're clocking 2.5 hours, and that's just ridiculous. So we just thought we'd quickly talk about it instead, because honestly, it was about I wrote down about 20 different things we'd have been discussing, and how me and him like to talk. So we'd never would have left the studio, I don't think. But yeah, the Blizzards got it done. So what that meant is that they was gonna get through. Victims of the Sun versus the do coach Chorfs. Now the Chorfs, I'm going to give them a bit of love. They hit a rocky patch and they've been grinding out some decent results of late, and a nice big result for them. And they got a draw. And well done to them. And obviously, Carbonite, I'm a big Carbonite fan. He got a draw. That's good enough. No problem.
He's a great lad. And one thing I wanted to point out in this game, we were talking about the
agility 2-piece last week.
Agility 2-piece last week. He replaced it, so he took the decision to replace it, and he already scored some SPP on it. He scored 3 SPP on it. So I think the decision was good.
Yeah, sometimes, as the gal saying Frozen, you've got to let it go, haven't you? You just got to let it go. Get a new guy, and you know how good he is. We know how good Carbonite is. We just know he's going to do it. Get a new player, get some TDs on it. And again, this is why I said to him, we have this every week where I'm saying we should farm, you're saying we shouldn't farm, and blah blah blah. And he was like, you know what? At the end of the day, long as I start getting XP on the people who need it, that's all what matters. He'll be happy with the draw, get some XP, happy days. And it's all about building for next season, isn't it? That's what it comes down to, and try not lose any more players. I didn't see this game, but 1-1, 36 blocks each. A bit brutal, really. The Bretts did 1 KO, 3 injuries and killed something, and the Chorfs did 4 KOs and 3 injuries. So it seemed a bit of a brutal match. And obviously we'll speak about it in a minute. But I think both teams, result-wise, would be happy. SP-wise, I think both teams will be reasonably happy, especially the Bretts.
The Chorfs rolled a shit ton of 6s, by the way. I'm just noticing the dice log for a second. They rolled a shit ton of 6s.
Did they? Let me go back to that, because people complain if I don't. I don't really show the 6s, but 23 for victims and 28 for.
28 compared to the other dice. That's an insane amount.
Pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good. But when you're an admin and you get admin dice, so that to me is just like normal. Normal dice.
You're used to these.
So the Lizard Blizzards somehow get through after a bit of a late scare in the last couple of 2-3 weeks, and all it was now was if Jimmy could get it done against the lovable Ratskin Cracker Wreckers, and he did.
I think he isn't happy about the game at all. I think he would have preferred not to play this game. Looking at
I didn't see the first half. I just had a spare bit of time. Looked on Twitch, realised Jimmy's Twitch was up, went in, popped in, sneaked in so I didn't get lynched. It was all going well. It was going brilliantly well, and both teams were playing extremely well. And obviously, my favourite guy there, good old Cheese It, was trying to do his cheesing things and all that. And I just thought, I'm going to get lynched for this. I just thought Jimmy got a bit complacent, and everything was going his way. The game was won, and for some reason, he zoned in on the agility 5 gutter runner when he really should have been on Cheese It. And Cheese It ended up killing his ball carrier. And the ball carrier, well, did he need the ball? I don't know. And he killed him. But the sad thing for Jimmy was he had an Apo as well, and the Apo was dead as well. So he was dead. And after that happened, obviously the whole positivity in the room just went. It would just went, and that was it. He still got it done. It's a shame for him because, like I say, it was a good game. And I think someone on his Twitch channel had mentioned something like everything was going perfect, and they was laughing about it. And then he was like, "Oh, we should have said that." And then a couple of minutes later, what happens? Jimmy's ball carry's trying to make, and we've said the only weakness is that ball carry. And he's, as good coach he is, he's tried to get that ball carrier, and his ball carrier dies. And not only that, the Apo killed it as well. So I can understand why he'd be a bit salty over that, because like I said, that was the only weakness, and he was trying to rectify him for it to go down like it did. But I was very surprised he didn't go for Cheese It. I mean, Cheese It was the danger of the two.
Maybe you have to look at it in a certain way, Maybe you have to look at it in a certain way, like, okay, there's some balance coming back into Blood Bowl. At least Jimmy's team finally has a weakness now.
yeah.
With not having sure hands.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. It was. But it just that little bit of game I saw just remind me of Blood Bowl. It doesn't matter how things are going, how well you're doing, there's always something around the corner what'll turn your good mood into a salty mood. And I was like, oh no, poor Jim, no. But I was like, because just before he got killed, I was like, oh no, Cheese It, he's going to stamp on Cheese It, he's going to kill Cheese It. And then he attacked the Jilly Fat piece. I'm like, no. I was sort of like, felt back, so I was like, yeah, he didn't hit Cheese It. I'm thinking, oh my god, Cheese It's going to have a chance on the ball. And they obviously didn't think he was going to kill him. And then when he did, I was like, well, you know, you took out, you went for the wrong guy. I mean, the Jilly Fat piece wasn't going to do now. It was always going to be Cheese It, and he just didn't. And the result was a dead ball handler. But you're right, balance is sort of restored. You know, and when we talk about the playoffs at the end of the show, we'll see how much of an effect that has. The good news for him, though, is apart from that little bit, he looked in good form, looked dominant. Jimmy looked like he was enjoying Blood Bowl, seemed top of his game, just that little bit there. And I think, you know what, as pissed he'll be about that, I think them sort of little reminders will help him in the playoffs, because he'll think, you know what, I'm not making that mistake again. You know, and like I said, it was unfortunate, because I think it was something like a dauntless one die. You know, it was one of those things. It wasn't like he'd left his player open to a piling on claw mighty blow piece or anything stupid like that. It was just Nuffle and Blood Bowl just reminding people, you know, don't get too happy, because you know what, it's gonna make you misery eventually.
Let's be honest, the team is still insane.
The team's still fantastic, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Maybe Nuffle was like, you know what, if he gets a really good ball carrier, it's got to be whatever's better than fantastic. What is it, super-tastic? I don't know. Whatever is higher than fantastic, let us know. But you know, it was a shame for him, but he finished top. He's played really good. I mean, I don't watch many Jimmy games, but I've seen obviously a lot here, and to me, he looks back on form. Yeah, he has got a great team, but just the way he's positioning, just the way his decision making, it seems like he's on top form. I know you really fancy him for the playoffs.
And it's good to hear. I was at a stream a few days back as well, and it's good to hear that he's like quite enjoying Blood Bowl again, like the CCL games. He's just going through them and enjoying the game, and that's a good thing, isn't it? Like if you haven't played in a while and you're really looking forward to just playing again. It's a good signal.
I mean, it's funny because, like I say, I mean, I've played the Champion Ladder from season 1 and what we now like season 22, and I've grinded not all seasons, but it gets to you. And then obviously this season I started playing ReBBL. And I got to the point now where when I spin in Champions Ladder, I wouldn't say I hate it, but it feels more like a job. Where when I play in ReBBL, it's just like, oh yeah, it's ReBBL, yay, woohoo! I'm so happy. It's once a week. I get to meet loads of awesome guys. We have a laugh in the game. You know, me and Tessa, even though I was really ill, you know, he was keeping me, you know, entertained, and was chatting, and it was just great. And obviously, you know, the recaps we do, all these coaches are really nice, and you know, we spoke to a lot of them, and you know, I'm just thinking, you know, to me, Champion Ladder to me is probably, you know, I'm not going to say I've retired from Champion Ladder, but I'm not far off. All my energy will be going into ReBBL now, and obviously the cross-platform cup, what's coming up.
Sometimes you've got to make decisions like that.
You have to. So maybe the playoffs I'm in now, maybe my last you'll see me in Champion Ladder. But you know, ReBBL gets me. Some people will say, "Yeah, we got Bernie," and some will probably weep tears of sadness. I'm sorry for people like that. But yeah, I mean, Team Fantastic look in top form, and you know, well done to him, and congratulations on becoming champion of Division 4.
Oh, we got to check the leaderboard for that a little bit as well.
The other game. See, this is why you're here. Philbo's Fighting Fist, obviously, they don't play, so Whiskey Galore get themselves a win, so congratulations to them.
Yeah, like I pointed out for them, like perfect end of the season as well, because they get a bye and they get all their players back if they had MNGs or anything. So this is great for them.
Yeah, so we're looking now, Team Fantastic 2050, finished top. 10 wins, 1 draw, and if I've got my calculations right, that's 31 points. And then obviously 3 points. Yeah, 3 points behind was Jimmy and Rick and Liz Blizzards with 28 points. And well done to the Lizards with all that claw in that division. Really well done to him. Very impressive, Mr. Rick.
It's an amazing performance.
That is a very, very impressive performance. It really, really is. The Rats came third. Missed opportunity, I think. But you know what? It's really funny because we know I might be spoiler alert here, but these little pixels aren't real, but they feel real. And when people say to me about All Rats Must Die, I just go on about Cheez-It. I love Cheez-It. I love him. I don't care. I love him to bits, and I will be watching them just for him. And obviously, I'm hoping Kevin Killer survived, or I could be out of pocket. And obviously the Fairies, I want to see how they develop, and this is why I like private leagues. You look at these teams and you just want to follow their story and follow the progress, see how they get.
And also the point you got to point out here is like these two teams, like the Fairies and All Rats Must Die. If the season went a little bit differently, just that differently, they would have been in the playoffs. Yeah. So like, I hope to see them perform like they did this season, and next season they'll have a good chance for it.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you one thing, what was going around. I don't understand the way all this works, but people saying Team Fantastic should be in Division 1 next season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the results you make, of course. And
well, it's finished top with an absolute crazy team. I mean, I don't know how it works, but people were saying that team would be one of the top teams in Division 1, and he should not. Now he's won this, he really shouldn't be.
Well, if he drops out in the first round of the playoffs, he just got to promote to Division 3 or something. Or
the thing is, I don't know how it works. I don't, but someone was on about it, and they're saying, oh yeah, well I think Jimmy will be in Division 1 next season. Like, oh well, I don't understand how it works and stuff, but I thought, and then if he's in the first division, does that mean Jermaine goes? Does he go 2, 3? And I was just like, I wonder if Crystal knows, because I have no idea.
No, I have no idea either. Funny thing to mention here, the record of Matt Commando. He has such a weird swing during this season, like going back and forth.
Do you remember that week we had, the first week where he double won JFR'd?
Yeah.
And we was all saying, oh my God. And I did call it the next week, though, they would come back. And it was it was like a roller coaster for him, wasn't it? And if you look at his record, 616 is perfect, because that's basically what it was. And I don't know, I could say something great about all the teams, and and all the teams have got these great guys, and I just thought it was a division full of character. I really did.
Like we've been following all these guys, of course, and there were some really like special things going on in this division. Like also like Cyber Knight's terrible start of the season, like 4 losses at the start, and he turns it around. So.
But momentum's a funny thing. Funny thing is momentum. When things are going right, you feel confident and pull off even the crazy stuff, and then when it's going wrong, even a 2+ you're all bucket full of 1s. So it's one of those things, isn't it? But
the most important thing, like the big question is, did the Kislev Circus, did Chuck Norris win an award for the Nuffles, or what was it called?
You know what? I don't know.
Gotta have to check that. I gotta have to check that. But
I don't think he did. I think he came second.
That's a shame.
I'm sure he came second, because I had a quick look at them. Like I said, this week with all the admin work I've had to do and real life and all that stuff, I've not had, and obviously being ill, I've not really been able to study as much as I would like.
He totally would have deserved it.
Oh yeah, I voted for him.
Yeah.
For definite. But while you're doing that, I'm going to get onto the teams then. So we'll start off with the Raskin Cracker Wreckers. Good old Cheez-It. Well, he's probably going to be a marked man now after killing that sure-handed guy. But it's again, what can you say? It's a decent team.
It definitely is a decent team. I didn't have any level ups. I just had a death.
And who was the death?
And it was a gutter runner that didn't have any level up. It was Binkit number 3.
Yeah.
I'm not at the team screen at the moment. Did they replace that one already? Or?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we replaced it.
Ah, okay. So like he was like, okay, just directly replaced for next season. Yeah, it's just a genuine Skaven team that's just at mid TV. So it's decent. It's not that special. It's just decent, and hope he develops it onward in the rest of the season.
I mean, Hardtack is Stormvermin's MNG for next game, so I don't know if they get them back for the new season or he has to carry that on. I don't know, but if
he will probably have to either play Greenhorn or.
Oh, so there is a chance for them to try and get the player back if they're away. Okay, that's fair enough then.
Yeah, okay, yeah, true, but I don't know if Greenhorn is the right environment for that. But
it's not Greenhorn. I think it's the Open or Open Invitational.
Or the Open Invitational. I'm just saying something as well.
I don't know. We'll get all the way through. They'll have to give us it's our first ever ReBBL League season, so we're still learning.
So they either do that or have to play the first game without him.
I mean, he's only got 100k, so really looking at the transfer market, I mean, I don't really know. I think I'd keep the 100k, to be honest. Can you get anything good for 100k? Maybe a Stormvermin we might blow if you want, but I think he's quite likes his names, to be fair. It could.
Yeah, I wouldn't even touch that 100k. I would save it for the next season.
Yeah, I think I would too, to be fair. But well done, Gratsky and Crackereckers, and one of my most favourite names, and obviously the home of Cheez-It. Now then, Deuce Tuco Chorfs. Ricky Titan. They had a right scrap against the Sarbonite. Obviously, there was quite a bit what happened, so I'll let you tell us what happened.
About the
Chorfs.
The compensation. Yeah, they had one death. So number 9, Bixty died.
What was that?
And
was that just a hobgoblin or? Yeah, it must have been a hobgoblin.
It was a hobgoblin with guard and something else, guard and block, I believe.
Yeah.
And they had 2 MNGs, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got 2 MGs as well. I've got a Chorf out and a hobgoblin with dead player. So, I mean, any level ups?
Not that I saw. So this is just the same team. Still looking quite healthy, isn't it?
I mean, 40k in the bank, so he's not going to be doing any sort of trading, unless he sells stuff.
I'm trying to look at the Nuffles right now in the meantime as we speak.
The Nuffle Awards, yeah. I mean, like I said, he's got some claw. I'm still not sold on the grab, but it's got obviously jump up claw pommer, so that's always good. And he's got strength 4 blocker as well. So
though it is to agility, of course. So maybe minor technical detail. It's going to be a 3+
instead of a 2+, isn't it? But hey. But no, I mean, like I said, it's a decent team, and it's only going to get stronger. And it's a decent TV. He's changed the Bull Centre anyway. Flower Power Junior is the new one. Interesting though. I'll tell you what's interesting about that. Conspiracy theories. I love conspiracy theories. I'm sure Projecki, the 2-time PS4 champion, has just named it. Is trying Chorfs for the first time, and I'm sure his team's called like Flower Power as well.
Oh really?
So got our conspiracy theories. But there you go. That's something needless to say. But there you go. Probably a lot of BS. But hey, I thought I'd just say it. But yeah, Black Bull's a good bull as well, and
I just checked the ReBBL of the season award, and Falcon got third.
Third, that was close.
With 14.3% of the votes, so it was pretty close. But
robbery, blatant robbery.
Yeah, he should have gotten it.
Tell ya, rigged. I don't know. I blame the Chorfs, even though I'm a Chorf myself. But the Chorfs doing. It was a rough season for him. And like I said, although he's got claw, he's going against chaos teams who've got claw, and they're a lot stronger than he is. So he was never. I mean, we've gone about the lizards having it as a bad matchup. It was just as bad really for the Chorfs, because at least Skinks can just bomb and reposition themselves. There's not much in this team with speed. He's
gonna need a match to recover basically.
But again, near the end of the season, he was picking up again. So a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence to take him into the next season. So, there's enough promise there. And like I said, this season he was in a division with a lot of high strength. What would have helped him at all.
Yeah, this is, and I like to point out, like, this is kind of like a Jimmy team. Just a lot of health in this team, like a strong team. Just got to be careful that it doesn't collapse. And the short blocker there with the niggle is always scary. So it's not something you would replace, of course, but it's something that could risk him lose some more players like that.
Yeah.
So it will be important to get him into a division with less claw, I guess.
Absolutely.
If he gets in there, he can just be relieved about it and then mess some people up.
I mean, that's it. It's quite a lot of times at the look of the divisions, isn't it? Where you go into. But anyway, Firestars Drace. I like Drace. Every week he sends me a lovable Discord message. He's really nice. He's nice things. So he's always my favourite.
Yeah,
and he always gives me a little snippet of what his game's been about. I love this guy. I hope I have him in my next time round. Maybe I should pull some strings and make sure I'm in Drace's division.
He's a good lad.
He's a good egg, as we'd say. He's a good egg. So again, he got the level on the agility piece, result. So he's took sure hands on that. That's something I've realised straight away.
And that's an amazing pickup.
I know he's got an MNG, but
he's got one MNG, and he also leveled his number 4. So he also got Mighty Blow on the Chaos Warrior. But like I said, the number 5, the Risano player, I really like the player now. With the sure hands there as well, it's going to be harder for other teams to strip the ball away. And he's going to have such an easy time picking up the ball now if he can recover it somewhere.
Yeah.
This is actually the key player you have to make your plays with, and move the ball forward with, and get your touchdowns in, because you can make this one huge. If he gets another 100 SPP, you can give him something like Fent, and even give him more safety.
I would give him tackle.
Could give him tackle as well.
As a sweeper, he can get anywhere. He's going to be hunting down strength 2 runners and strength 3 runners, a bit flimsy. Give him tackle, job done. 2 heads, agility 4, agility 5, dodging 1, dodging into something. So
there's a lot of possibilities there, and it's just depends on what the team needs on that moment. But definitely a strong team. And for him, also next season, just hope you can get some teams that you can outbash and try to get to the playoffs that way, because this is definitely a team that has playoff potential.
Yeah, absolutely. But I agree with you. He's the main dude, but he's got some of the big key players as well. Obviously, the strength 6 Tentacle Warrior, that is a big piece. So would be against Stanfam on that next. And then obviously you've got Roopwolf Darth Moy. He's still a decent piece, even though his arm rate, but strength 5 will make sure he's alive a lot longer.
And Dodge, of course, he has Dodge. So
I'd be getting tentacles on him as well, because I just think it's great.
Yeah, it's something where you can even lock down the more bashier teams with break tackle at this point.
Exactly. It's a good team, and again, I think it's something we say with a lot of these teams. They're still developing, and like I say, give this team a few skills more, and they're just going to be an absolute nightmare. So well done to Drace. Love you, buddy, and good luck next season. Right, Whiskey Galore. I've been quite polite, not going on about these certain chaos teams not killing stuff. And I'll try and behave myself here as well. But
well, he didn't have much to kill, did he?
He didn't, did he?
He didn't play, so yeah.
Play. Still could have killed stuff. But again, you want to bring obviously that key piece for Drace's team. Well, obviously number 5 Snowball 4 is his key piece, but this guy's strength 4, agility 4, block, sure hands, and 2 heads. So he's a bit of a beast as well.
This is also an amazing, just like the other Chaos team. This is also an amazing ball carrier. I'm not sure which one of the two I would prefer.
Yeah.
They both have like such strength in them, you know, like they can just make the whole team. Like they can win games on almost on their own.
Themselves. Yeah.
So like it's looking nice for them. And also same thing with this team, diving tackle on one of the players. A lot of mighty blow and claw there.
Yeah.
It's looking really good. But that's the thing we said from day one about the Chaos teams. The Chaos teams look really strong in this division.
They do. They're very,
And
very good.
like in any other division, they would probably have playoff spots.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. It's a real nice team. It's got some nice developed pieces, and you're just thinking in the 1 or 2 skills on some of these players, and they're going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Like I said, good coach. Kanuki's done well. Another good coach. And again, next season, it wouldn't surprise me if he's fighting for the playoffs as well. So well done to Kanuki. Sorry, I forgot. Tommy's talking. Was there any level ups or any deaths or anything like that? Injuries?
Didn't notice anything here from my side. So
no, I didn't.
Don't think he got. No, I don't think he got anything.
Hollywood martial law. Well, Chuck Norris got killed, came back alive. Not much else we can say apart from we'll miss you, buddy, and hopefully he will be picked up. It'll cost somebody 210k, but you know what? It's well worth it with what skills he's got.
And Falcon, thanks for the great time. This was awesome to
enjoyed it.
To recap and review, because this was the results you were making with this, the draws and the wins. It was just amazing, really.
It was really, really good. Like I said, it gives a good bit of fluff as well, especially with him called Chuck Norris of all people. So
yeah, and even if he didn't win a novel prize or the novels or whatever it was called, he will always win a prize in our hearts,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, brilliant the way he did it. And let's just hope somebody can, pick him up, and I'm sure they will. Now then, Claudian's Mad Commando will pop on too. Unless you want to say anything else about Chuck Norris.
No, I just wanted to say he's only 80 SPP away from another level up. So like, even for that, he's quite attractive, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I was Kislev, I would be selling whatever I could to get him. No doubt about it. Mad Commando. Then we've already talked about his topsy-turvy season. Any deaths or level ups on this guy?
I have a level up on number 8, brother Guamagor.
Oh yes, and he is a typical ball sacker now. Wrestle, tackle, and now strip ball. So we know who's going after the ball. Any more? Or
it's fascinating to see a utility player like that on a Chaos team. By the way, like you don't see that often. But I personally quite like it.
I always think when I look at Nagel teams compared to Chaos teams don't seem to have this sort of player, and they can have as many beastmen as they like. And then you look at Nagel, can only have 4, and they always have one. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them have a specialized ball retriever, and this is what this guy is. You know, you could. I tell you what, you could even go crazy. Next level, you could go long leg. And if you get a double, you get leap, and then next skill you get long legs. Jumps in, boom, 3+. Have it. I do like my leapers, but you know what? If I rolled a double next, I'll be giving him leap, because it's just it just makes him so much of a threat.
It's a possibility, but it would surprise me if he gets 2 more level ups. I think 1 more level up is quite possible. But he's more of a support kind of player for this team, so he's not going to score a lot of SPP. But I don't know what you could get. You could also just roll a double and get touch or something.
Oh, I suppose so. I just like the aggressive nature of going after the ball. That's what it's built to do. Dodge would help, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what he does with it. And this team has a good amount of guard on it. Also, just like the Chaos teams, I kind of count this one with the Chaos teams a little bit when I talk about the Chaos teams in general. Very healthy team. Like, it doesn't really need a lot of things anymore.
All right.
Also, good ball carrier.
Yeah. Deadman 78, the tall dwarfs with no AV, the Norse. Any level ups or deaths or injuries?
Gotta check that. He got 1 MNG, that's number 16, and he got number 2 Rekka the Fierce that got level up. So
yeah,
he got dodge on that one.
Dodge on another one. Makes sense if you're taking Break Tackle or Stand Firm next. That would be my logical step next, unless you're going to tell me differently.
That sounds reasonable.
Still got his strength 3 guard though.
I'm not an experienced player with Noor, so I'm not really keen on what to expect with Uber and the level ups.
I'm just thinking, if you got Dodge, surely Stand Firm would be good. Because obviously, if you got Surfing, unless the other guy's got Juggernaut, there's not much of that about.
I'm trying to think about some other things you could pick up with the doubles, but there's really not that much that you could pick up with the doubles next to Dodge. So yeah, it's
jump up maybe if you really want to, but I don't know. Sad step, maybe.
Yeah, but jump up has the problem with being agility 2 and side.
That's only if you're jumping up and blocking, though, isn't it? If you just want to get up, there's no agility skill roll. So
and you can also get stand firm. So yeah,
well, that's what I said. So I'd probably ignore the double, to be fair.
Yeah, so it's only Dodge basically. Yeah. This team is looking fine as well. Nothing too special.
Yeah.
Doing decent. 2 good berserkers that can really hurt people. That's about it.
I mean, that's it. The 2 berserkers are really nice, aren't they?
And the runner is pretty nice with the diving tackle. I kind of like that build with the tackle diving tackle sidestep thing.
Yeah, it's good. I still get worried about the AB7, but you see this sort of thing on skinks a lot with the diving tackle sidestep and that. So
yeah, if it fits on a gutter runner, it fits on a Norse runner as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's a solid base, and like I said, he's been in a division where there's been a lot of kill teams. He's probably not much scared because he's AB7 mainly, so he don't care. But it'll be interesting to see if he keeps his strength 3 Ultra Warner. I would think he's got to go. Can't keep him.
He's gonna sack him for.
He can't replace him. I mean, how much are they? Are they just like 120k? He's only got 100k, so.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
He may not. I'm guessing that's. I'm sure they are.
So he got to play one more game with him, and then he can decide to sack him.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 games if you want to have a deep bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something he needs to think about.
Yeah. And then we come on to a team I feel so sorry for, and the Perishable 4, coached by Thenlo, the Khemri, who with a bit more fortune would have had a few more positive results in my opinion. His Tomb Guardians and his Blitterers and his Throwers are all trying to get to where they need to. He keeps losing a few pieces. To me, their key player has been number 6, Fema Bone Splitter. Who's done amazingly well since they lost the other Blitterer. Any deaths, injuries, level ups in this one?
1 level up with number 15 Mark, but he didn't level it up yet. So like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what to pick on that? I think he gotta pick up some utility. Maybe block, wrestle, or if he wants to feel crazy, something like kick. But I can't really imagine him doing that. So it will probably be block or wrestle. For the Khemri team, like it is quite developed. The only problem he had the last few games is he kept losing players that were quite vital, didn't he?
He did.
Like the Tomb Guardian and the Blitzer. They definitely need a level up to get things going again.
I mean, he's only got 90k in the bank as well, so but the chances of him, I mean, me personally, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Khemri player, but I'd be trying to maybe sell a thrower and getting a lot of cash and maybe bringing it off the market or try and trade with somebody and get the cash and get a really nicely developed Tomb Guardian or another Blitterer.
Yeah, but then again, like how often do you get a 3-edgy thrower?
Do you really need 2 of them though? Really? Do you really need 2 of them?
What if one of them dies?
He does, but then you try and get. I don't know. I don't think Agility 3 is that big.
Yeah, okay, but there's also like leader on one of them.
Right.
So if he sells that one, he loses the
But he's
leader
got 3
reroll.
rerolls anyway. He's got
Yeah,
plenty
okay.
of rerolls. I mean, 4 is just a luxury. I'm just thinking, I always think of my team. If I'm looking at this team, it's lacking in two pieces.
Look at his Tomb Guardians that are not that well developed. He can't have enough rerolls at this moment.
Yeah, so you get rid of a thrower, bring in a block, Tomb Guardian with other lovely skills, if there is one, and then all of a sudden that'll cut down on rerolls because he's got block, and 2, he gives you better piece. And 3 rerolls really, to me, is what you should be going for. 4 is just a luxury. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I think for this team to go a bit further, because I'm really impressed with the way he plays and everything like that, I just think he needs to, if there is such a thing on the transfer market, or he can get a deal with somebody else, he needs either another killer or a well-developed Tomb Guardian. And if he has to sell a thrower to do that, I think he should. But that's just my opinion.
Or he could just sell one of his 30 player skeletons. Also an option.
Yeah, but that's 60k, 150k. I'm on about a proper.
You get one block Tomb Guardian for 140k value, basically, right?
Yeah, but I want a bit more than that. I want some power. I want him to be like, I don't know, block, guard, break, just mighty blow even. I just think it's lacking a couple of really big enforcers, because we've seen what Bone Splitter does by himself. But if he had some, I mean, he did have at the beginning of the season, he had some help. And at the beginning of the season, they're doing pretty well. And I just think they need a bit more power. And that sounds stupid because they've got 4 strength 5 pieces, but just something, I don't know, if there's a guy in the transfer market what can do that, I would sell Mafrora to get one.
He could be really smart and say, like, look, if you buy my dirty player skeleton, you can have my starter Tomb Guardian for like 60k. And then do it that way. Then buy it that way.
I don't know if that's allowed or what, but I just think if you, and I mean, you can understand what I'm saying though. If we take number 4 out the equation, number 4, and we bring in, I don't know, a block guard, mighty blow Tomb Guardian, or a block, strength 5 break tackle with guard, or what, something beefier, or block guard stand firm, something, something like number 1 is, then all of a sudden this team gets a massive upgrade,
Yeah.
And we've seen him play so well each week, and I just think, if they're just a bit more developed, this team would be so close, because they are really now, but they just need that 1 or 2 players just to get them over to the next level, I think. I could be wrong, but that's the impression I get from this team. I just think, if I've only got 90k in the bank, what can I sell? I mean, you could technically sell his Blitzwrath for 90k if he's allowed to. That's 180k, and he can get himself another Blitzwrath. I mean, not really up to scratch with what you can sell and what you can't, but I just think if he can just get himself another Blitzwrath or another really good Tomb Guardian, or someone with a bit of beef or either kill potential or something to help him control the pitch, that's what he needs. And if he can get that, then that could be the difference between playoffs next season or not.
He should definitely take a look, that's for sure. Like, if he takes a look on the transfer market, definitely do that.
Badland Fairies. 200k in the bank, team's in complete form, everything's rosy. Frog Prince still hasn't got a level up, but apart from that, happy days. Any deaths, injuries, level ups?
He got a level up on number 10, or is it?
Well, if it's number 10, it ain't anymore.
He moved. No, wait.
Is he trying to pull
number 16? Number 16. Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, pal on, baby, yeah. So he's got 2 killers again. Gingerbread Man, who was his superstar, obviously. His clone Gingerbread Man 2's gonna try and.
Yeah, like I said, he was really happy to face Chuck Norris in the last round.
His team basically shredded them to pieces.
Yeah, and he's just missing guard on one of the blitzers, isn't he? And then on the troll.
That's
and then he has a full guard team.
That's basically what he is missing. I mean, he did get a lot of things. It was Rumpelstiltskin who killed. I'm sure it was Rumpelstiltskin who killed Chuck Norris and then broke him a second time. So that's a guy seriously to watch out for. Someone almost killed Chuck Norris, so that's a good reputation on that guy.
Definitely.
But yeah, this team. I've said all along, if I could pick a team out of this division, I'd be really tempted with Jimmy's Chaos, but if I couldn't have that, this would be the team I'd take. It's just so well built. 2 killers again. Loads of... look at all that guard. It's beautiful. Some nice stand firm. A decent thrower.
This is giving my min-max dwarves habits, you know, like getting guard on everything and just
beautiful.
Smash away.
I love this team. The only thing, if I really wanted to be picky, I never like having 2 rerolls. Yes, he has got a leader, but I don't know. I just like having 3 rerolls.
Just keep the team the way it is, and yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting if he brings somebody in because he's got 200k. He doesn't really need to. He can bring someone in if he can. You know, what do you bring in? Do you bring in another blitzer? Do you? I don't know. Or could you find yourself a really nice, decent troll? I don't know. But his team's good enough as it is, really, to be fair. He might just keep the cash.
That's true, I guess. He could also check the market with this. He's really in a luxury position. Like, he has so many options to do something, and he already has a good team. So, like, he should be really fond of this.
If it was my team, if I would just be looking to transfer my market because I just love buying shit. But if I wasn't going to buy anything, I'd buy a team reroll.
I want to say one more thing about it. Like, I'm really looking forward to Tweedledee leveling up one more level and getting diving tackle with the grab. So that would be so perfect. Like, him being able to keep the players around him without even following them up, and then having diving tackle to screw them over.
Yeah, that would be quite fun. It'd be interesting to see what he goes for. He might go down. He might go. I don't know what he'll go. He'd need a double anyway when he gets down and tackle. But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, this team in form. They just finished on such a high, and like I say, it's a good team, you know. So yeah, well done to Pawad, and I think a divisional title is not far off, to be honest. So well done to him.
Looking good.
The Lizard Blizzards, Jermaine Rick, he did it. He took it to the last week, but he got there. He's in the playoffs. Well done to him. Any deaths, injuries, level ups for this guy?
Gotta check for a second. No, nothing.
Nothing. Zippo.
Nothing at all.
So he finished up as second place. Good effort in this league. Decent team. He's got that beautiful number 10 Morgan Runman as it is as a skink. He's got a decent Saurus as well. So
I think he's quite happy being in the playoffs after that last game where things were about to go wrong. But he still pulled the win out of it. So like he's quite happy about that, and I'm looking forward to see a fellow Dutchman being in the playoffs.
Yeah. Like I say, his team's developing really well. Good coach, you know, and he toughed it out, kept his composure last game. That'll help him in the playoffs. I felt it was a bit like a playoff game, his last game, and he did really, really well, and he pulled it around. So well done to him. And you know, there's not really much you can say about this team. Obviously, you've only got 90k in the bank. You're in the playoffs, so obviously there's no point talking about transfer stuff or anything like that because you just don't know what's going to happen. But you know, he doesn't want too much bloat on the skinks, and he hasn't, so that's nice. He's got 2 decent skinks, both a blood side stepper, so that's all good. He's got 5 good Saurus. The other one's a brand new one, but again, you know, if he was looking to buy something, then obviously the number 8 Saurus, but no skills, that was what you'd probably replace. There's a bit of a down on that student loans of Crocs, just -1 movement, but you know,
it isn't that big of a deal.
It is.
It's kind of fine. Like the big star player, of course, in this team is a skink that has the agility for, and
I've been interested to see how he does in the
playoffs. Yeah, definitely.
Right then, Victims of the Sun, Saber Knight. He hasn't took his level up, was fair enough. Any injuries or deaths?
Yeah, he just had the one MNG, as you can see. So that's about it. Yeah. Well, it's actually even a smashed hip, so it's a -1 movement allowance.
Oh dear, that's never good.
Yeah, but not that big of a deal for a blocker, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
They
they're
stick in the middle, don't they? They're the tough men of the.
yeah,
Tough men of the.
they're to base, and that's about it. You
And
know,
it's a
so
nice one as well. So you definitely would want to keep him.
I
Which is
wonder what he gets on his left whip as well. Like Mighty Blow he already has. So
I said tackle, but he's already got one of them. I still think I'd go tackle. I don't know why. But having 2 Mighty Blow tackle pieces. I mean, I got the piss taken out of me in the Invitational Cup with humans when I did 2 of this, and the reason I did it was 1 out of the side. And like the people in the know were saying, no, well, that's just ridiculous. I should have had more guard, and you don't need 2 Mighty Blow tackle pieces. And I obviously won the Invitational Cup. And the Oberwald said, you know what, we did need them. And I just like the idea that I can have 1 on one flank, 1 on the other flank, and me personally, I feel a lot more confident with that. But again, he's lost his ball carrier. Would he be tempted to go show hands? I personally wouldn't. He's got Mighty Blow.
This is with the extra guard added into it. This guy needs to be helping out a little bit. So I don't see him as a ball
what
carrier.
What about Stanfem? Blodge, Stanfem, Mighty Blow.
That's the thing. He needs to roll a double for that. But I would.
Of course, it's strength, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So if he rolls a double, I would definitely go piling on, and then jump up on the last level up. Something like that.
Yeah.
Because then you can actually make him quite a killer, or you could just give it tackle like you said. I totally agree with that one as well.
I mean, I'm not gonna second guess Sabanai, but I think if it's my team, I would go tackle because that means I've got 2 of them, and like one can hunt one side, one can hunt the other side, and I think it'd help against teams with speed like Rats and that because they'll split. And then if you've only got 1 tackle killer, he can only go one way. But if you've got 2 of them, one can go one way, one go the other if need be. But you can bring 1 up and then leave 1 as a safety. So if it was up to me, I'd be getting tackle every day of the week, unless it's a strength or agility or something crazy like that. I would be going tackle. But again, great coach, big fan of his, and it'd be interesting to see how he does next season.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
But again, 2 re-rolls. Did his other guy who he had to retire? He had a leader, didn't he? He had a leader on him, doesn't he? The one thing it.
I think so, yeah.
And that's the thing about when you only have 2 team rerolls is if the guy on the pitch with the leader gets took out early, then you've lost you.
Yeah, the moment he lost that like we talked about it in last week's show or recap at least. The moment that he lost that guy, it had such an impact on that team, and I could tell straight away that he, no matter what the result was, he wouldn't have been happy with that game at all.
No, I mean you're never happy when you lose pieces, especially one of your best pieces, if not the best piece. But
yeah, this was a key piece basically, and well, it's a good decision that he at least got a new player, because like he already got 3 SPP on it, and he can get another left whip, and then he suddenly has leader again or something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that he can build up again, and he'll be fine at some point.
Right. This should be fun. Team fantastic. Jimmy fantastic. Save your money, get yourself a ball handler. That's the first thing I'm going to say, because he needs one. That's all he needs. Yeah. All he needs. He's got 160 grand. I don't care if he loses killers, whatever. This team needs a ball handler. That's all it needs. Get him a ball handler, and then the chance of winning a championship go up massively.
And free calcium also has a niggle, so maybe he wants to replace that.
What has a niggle? Sorry.
Free calcium number 14.
I mean, free calcium. That's so old news. It's old news. He's back. We've got him back.
Yeah. So you can just fire that one and get another.
Sack him. Well, old news. Old news. But yeah, I mean,
what a team!
It's just I feel sorry for him with it, because Jimmy's not stupid. He knew what he needed to do, and he was trying his best to get this bloody runner, this ball handler, and to get killed by bloody Cheese It of all things. Really must have cheesed him off. But he can look at end of season, and he can look at getting a ball handler, I'm sure. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he can just check the market and see if he can find a random sure hands guy.
I think the thing I will say before people scream out the TV screen saying, you can't just go and buy one. I know there's a waiver thing and all that sort of stuff, but I was told that you can talk to people and trade without going through the waiver thing. And obviously with Jimmy being such a big player in the PC, I'm sure he's got contacts where it could probably, negotiate for a ball carrier. That's what I mean by that. I know there's a waiver thing in, and I know he's in the playoffs, so he's gonna be way down on the draft picking order. But my understanding is he could maybe talk to somebody and trade. And if he can get himself a ball handler, like, them other two Chaos teams we was on about with the two heads and the Agility 4 and all that, so if he gets one of them in this team, oh my god, it's going to be almost impossible. Anything else, well, he could have, if he really wanted to, he could go for, I don't know, a ball extractive sort of piece if he really wanted to, like wrestle tackle, but he won't, he doesn't need it really, but...
The team is looking so good already. Like I would just save the rest of the money for the next season.
Yeah, get
see
what ball handler is what he needs. But it'd be interesting to see what happens in the playoffs. He's going against some more big teams, and you just never know. I mean, if a gutter runner can kill one of his players, then anything can't it? So as great as it is, we don't know what this team's going to be at at the end of it.
This is kind of what I wonder about from the first time we casted these teams. Like it's a great team, but it can crumble down a little bit, and I think he'll be really careful about it not crumbling down any further. But he has to keep winning his games now, and like I said, he's gonna get really far in the playoffs. So let's hope the team will stay healthy during that, and. You might see a finalist, a semi-finalist, or even a champion after this season.
It's definitely got a chance for sure. Absolutely. And like I say, I think ball handler is. I mean, Jimmy knows what he's doing, but we have to say, and we think, like he probably thinks, a ball carries all he needs. So hey. And finally, all rats must die.
Yeah. That. I'm still quite jealous about that gutter runner. The bald witness guy.
Any deaths or anything on this team?
I'm checking.
Because I can't see
nothing. No, he
anything here. He did well. He almost made it. But again, next season could be his season. I know we said that about quite a few other teams, but
I think personally, I've watched like his last 3 games. I think, really just generally watched it from beginning to end.
Yeah,
and he battled well, like except for the Norse game we saw, because that was just a good solid win on his part.
Yeah,
he really had to fight the dice and battle every game for squeezing out a win or squeezing out something, or a draw at least. So I was really impressed about how he performed there.
Yeah,
and he's definitely someone to keep your eyes on if you have him in your division next season.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's a real nice team. It's going to take a good coach to stop him from taking the divisional. Be interesting to see where he goes, if he stays in Division 4 or goes up to Division 3 or what, I don't know. But I think the team's pretty good. With the way
he is third, so like he will either stay in this division or probably move up.
Yeah, he will go down. I would have thought so. But yeah, well done again, and like I say, really nice team there, and all the best for next season. And that is all of them. It's all done. We'll have a quick look at the players before we go, but it's been an honour, recapping this division. Really nice
definitely.
bunch of lads, and a lot of really nice good teams, some really good quality games we've seen as well, and we expect all of you to do well. Be interesting to see where Falcon Meg goes, because obviously if he's re-rolling, you never know. We may see him again, you just don't know. But I think, amazing, absolutely amazing. Well done to Team Fantastic, who finish as champions, and well done to Liz Blizzards, who make the playoffs as well. So well done to both of them.
I just got to add, I've been we've both been checking some of the games, or a lot of the games from the last few weeks, and it's been an absolute joy to just watch them, because there was so much happening in certain games that some plays were like really good, and some plays made us pull our hairs out of our heads, so to speak. But it was all really tense and really exciting to watch.
Right, I'm just having a look. So I'm just looking at the draws then for the playoffs. So the rat way to go is who the Lizard Blizzards are going against. So if I don't know if you want to have a look at that. I don't think it'll let me do it like this, but I'll try it. The rat. It has let me do it. He's played someone called Jamus McGamus. Obviously, I don't know many PC coaches. His history was 33 wins, 10 draws, 19 losses.
Looks like a solid record.
3 movement, 10 pieces. Oh, he'll be delighted. Oh God! And a claw piling on Storm Vermin to chomp his way through his lizards. I'm sure he's half-having.
Does he have one with shadowing of the 10 movement allowance players?
No, he doesn't. Unfortunately, he's got a blood sidestep in movement 10, agility 5, big hands. Got a runner. He's got a strip ball, two-headed, dauntless wrestle strip baller. That's only movement 9. That one. He's got movement 10 with 2 heads and block, but that's only armor 6. And then he's got another one. What is got wrestle, movement 10, horns, tackle, 2 heads. And if that wasn't bad enough, he has a killer. Bless him, he's only agility 2, but he's got obviously got block, mighty blow, claw, piling on, tackle.
And this is the playoff contender for who? For Jimmy or for
the Lizard Blizzards, Jimmy and Rick. So I'm sure he's delighted that he's been congratulated with, all this.
Well, if he wanted to have an easier opponent, he had to finish first, you know.
Yeah, should have finished top. But yeah. So that, good luck with that. God damn.
Well, he could do something amazing, you know, and even the best developed reps are still armor 7, so anything can go his way, and maybe he'll win it, you know.
And Team Fantastic for finishing top. I'm sure he's so glad he's not playing them rats. Team Fantastic play a team called the Green Skin Brawlers. So I'm just going to type that in.
Sounds like an orc team.
Oh, that's definitely an orc team. Professor Chaos is the name of the coach. His statistics are 22, 5, and 6, so they ain't not bad.
Also a good record.
He's got 4 Blackhawks, all with block, all with guard. One's AV8, but that won't make much difference against all that core. He's got a Blitzer, what's got interesting. It's Mighty Blow, piling on, tackle, probe as Juggernaut. No frenzy, but I suppose he just want to keep him locked in if it's both down. He's got another Blitzer, Blodge, guards, down firm, tackle. He's got a Strength 4, take that, Jimmy. Blitzer with tackle, Mighty Blow, guard. I'm sure Jim's like, ooh, Strength 4, Blitzer, ooh, look at all man. And then he's obviously got Throw with Blodge, kick return, fend will come in handy.
But this is, let's be honest, like this is the perfect team for Jimmy to start off with.
Jimmy's gonna love it, and the thing is, the team value is they're 1830, so they're quite high for what they've got. I mean, Jimmy should be saliving at the mouth, shouldn't he? Be like, oh, this is great, you know.
They are getting a wizard, of course, but like still, it's slow. Or
Jimmy won't care. What's he gonna do? His ball carrier. Doesn't matter, does it? He ain't got one. He ain't gonna bother. I'm gonna zap your strength 4 piece. Oh no. Yeah. I'm gonna have to rely on the rest of my strength 4. I don't think Jimmy will be scared at all on that. I mean, I fear for the Lizard Blizzards, but I think Jimmy will just tear through these. I'm sorry, Professor Chaos, I really am, but I think
I think Jimmy's gonna shit on them.
Yeah, I think I've got more chance against bleeding hippies, Chaos Dwarfs with my 1 season bloody chorfs than Professor Chaos has, and that's saying something. I just think for Jimmy, this is great. No speed to worry about, no agility 4 to worry about. Their strength is in their guard and their armor. Well, the armor's not going to make much difference because he's got a claw that living daylights out of it, and he's got more strength. And even guard's not going to make much difference with six of them. Usually win against others, but so yeah, poor Professor Chaos is going to be weeping.
I think it happens like that, or unless Jimmy has one of those games where you'd have it like the 2 Chaos where they stroke each other gently, you know, like that kind of thing. If he has that kind of game, he might still get a bit of a hard game, but
I can't see anything but Jimmy winning here. I know it's Blood Bowl and things happen, but you know what? If I'm Jimmy at the moment, I'm half-having myself.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like something he will win like 90% of the time.
I mean, he may just win 1-0 or you just don't know, but I think it's pretty bang on. If he was to lose, he couldn't blame the draw. I think that's about it's good when the top teams get a draw where they're well fancied to win, because that's how it should be. And I think Jim will be extremely happy with that, to be fair. So there we go. Anyway, that's just done. The season is over for Gman. Division 4. Oh,
now we gotta earn our money in another way, next to recapping. Like, we're done with recapping, so we can't really get our paycheck from ReBBL anymore. That's a shame.
I know. What do we do now? What do we do? I mean, I'm alright. I'm an admin, so I get loads of admin done. I get my brabs and everything, so I'm alright. It's just poor you. You might have to win one of those champion ladders or something.
Yeah, but they don't give any money.
I don't know. I don't think about stuff like that. I already have 12 mansions. I don't care. So I don't know. Like I say, all joking aside, we're gonna be sad to it's a shame we weren't here from week 1, but I've enjoyed what we've done, and I hope they've enjoyed what we've done, and we might see some of you next season.
Maybe. Yeah, or maybe even during the playoffs. Who knows what they'll ask us for? So like maybe we'll do one of the playoff games. We'll never know.
We'll never know, because we never know. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some of you, and obviously if they want us to do some other crazy stuff, I'm sure we will. But thanks again to Crystal for joining me on this wonderful journey of Gman Division 4. And
thanks
hopefully
for your awesome plays as well, and for your awesome games. Bernie, thanks for giving me the opportunity to co-host here.
My pleasure, buddy. My pleasure. I think we've enjoyed it, haven't we, together?
Yeah, definitely. It's been all fun. Like the long recaps have been all fun during the
yeah, they've been fun because like it's been fun because like people are like, oh yeah, we do them in 34 minutes, and like, but how long was yours and Crystal's? Yeah, it was about an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah,
and they're like, what? And it's like, well, we talk a lot, don't we? So
you're already on my team, Bernie. You know that, right?
There you go. You see,
Bernie 2 hours before.
That's it. That's how it should be. We tried our best to make sure this is a not a 2-hour version. I think we've done that, but that's just done then. So we're gonna go. We don't want to, but we have to. Very best luck to Jimmy and to Jimmy and Rick in the playoffs. Hope one of you guys win it. Good luck to the rest of you as well for next season. Me and Crystal, even if we're not recapping your division, we expect great things from you guys. And thanks for all the great feedback we've had, and obviously the Discord messages and all that.
Awesome.
It's been a really nice, humbling experience, and it's just been great. So thanks again, and we'll see some of you next season, hopefully. So take care, and see you later.
Yep, see you next season, guys.